an enormous amount of God awareness. We pointed out kam halachas last time. Not just it's a guy, the halacha of kavana oimed lifnei hashchina, and I was sitting with a grandchild of mine this week. Tell me, what does the word shechina mean? Kavana is ma'akev. It doesn't say oimed lifnei hamelech. It says oimed lifnei hashchina. Well, what does it mean? I'm not going to wait for the answers because they will be very hilarious at the end of the truth. You can't just make it, Shechina, something, a bechina of Shechina. You do that, you sound Chassidish. At the end of the day, what does it mean? You don't know. Let's be honest. Since you don't know, so you weren't mekayim tefillah miyamecha. Because that's a kavanah which is ma'akiv in tefillah, the oimid lifnei Shechina. I don't want oimid in front of. Rambam says it's Shechina. That doesn't work, so you're not there. I just want you to know, I don't know if I understand how important this is. If you don't chap, now obviously every person, after he learns ba'oimik, what it means is he have his own subjective connection and understanding what it means. Because Kashem Shem Parsufeim Shavas, Kachen Deosayim Shavas. I stand in front of Ma Shechina, you stand in front of yours. Gesundheit, don't bother me. I'm not interested in yours, but mikra. You know what I mean? I'd like to know the Rebbes, you know what I mean? But in the meantime, whatever you know. You understand? But be'etzem, every person has his own tefisa in Shechina. But it can't be dimyonis. I had two of my grandchildren were over for Shabbos, so they bought the pages from kindergarten. Did you know? Unbelievable. All the Jews in Mitzrayim were wearing tzitzis. And there were mezuzahs on the doors, b'shas, makis peiros. It's unbelievable. I'm surprised they weren't wearing tefillin before before his Krishman was saying. It's unbelievable. And Paro goes and sleep, he wears a pajama like a lady, you understand? And he's got a European crown on and says, God, this don't make too much sense. Okay? But this is the imagery that you live with afterwards for the rest of your life. Right? Para pajama be'emtza alayla goes looking for Moshe Rabbeinu. Starting with Negavasser first. It's what he did. Ich will wissen. You can't live that way. What does Shechina mean? I'm not going to answer. I sat down. I learned with one of my grandchildren on Fridays. He says, "Was meint v'koyne hakoil?" And why is that important? And what's in shaykh to the tefillah? I'm throwing you ideas. Because part of Omer Lifnei Hashchina means you're very serious, so you say things you understand. You don't read Latin. Can you imagine going to Chaim Kanevsky and you want to ask for a bracha? So you don't know what you're saying. You say Latin. And you're crazy, right? You're talking to yourself. Okay? If you taka Omer Lifnei Hashchina, how can you possibly say something you don't understand? But my muzga, so once again, the Art Scroll says X, Moshe's Art Scroll knows. You have to understand what's the context. Here, I'll give you an example. A Godel, Hagiber Vanera, Kel Elyon. Okay, what's Kel Elyon at the end? Sounds like super, he's the biggest. I mean, outside the friends, he has a confederation over there. Okay? Garmer Chasadim Toivim. He acquired you. What's this got to do with anything? Then we say, what's the koine have to do with anything? What are you talking about? By the way, you acquired me. Was I cheap? What are you telling him? And what's it got to do with the sentence? Were you ever bothered? You're not bothered. I'm trying because you're not mechaven lamed v'nei Shechina. I'm putting this on the table and that's ma'akiv and tefillah. Ram passes the halacha that if a person davens without first three brachas, afterwards go sailing. But the first three brachas, if you're not mispal b'chaven omer v'nei Shechina, ki'ilu lo hispalel. And I won't say it's a bracha of atala because even any askars Hashem derech shvacher b'kosh is not a bracha of atala. So it's not a bracha of atala. Thank God, at least you don't do averus. But you were becoming it's tefillah. Now, can you imagine doing this on Rosh Hashanah? You know how to make your face, ooh, they all look like epileptic when they daven in Rosh Hashanah. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's definitely right, even from the Ashkina. You wouldn't do that in front of anybody. Why you Kach, das heißt Oimed Lifnei Hashchina. You're self-indulgent. You're Oimed for your mirror. You wouldn't make that face if you're Oimed Lifnei Hashchina. I'm saying the emes of it. I'm going to say the way it is. So I still remember, see my child, as a child, I used to daven on Shabbos in the Lubavitch. The Rebbe used to daven like ramrod, straight, holding the tzitzis. He didn't move as a soldier. The Bais Yisrael, Zechon Levracha of Ger, used to daven, put his hands like this, because b'shas tzora, you don't have to, you're supposed to like this, b'shas tzora, you put your hands over this, but you min over your smile, because chesed over gvur, or whatever it be, rachim over din, and this is where you daven. And then move, no shuckling, no nothing, no funny faces. He was like frozen, and he was sailing somewhere else. It's begeder, he didn't move, but his whole body, he was somewhere else, you know what I mean? Das is gedavent. Das is Oimed Lifnei Hashchina. Shuckling like a windshield wiper in a storm. When's the last time you did that when you stood in front of the president? I'm trying to think how you like. It says Kulei loy Oimed Lifnei Hashchina. I'm saying the honest truth. I repeat again. This isn't chassidus. This is a prasta halacha. Okay, so you figure out what Shechina. If you understood what Shechina is, you would act differently. You would daven differently. You would wish to will to want to aspire to understand what you're saying. You'd say, God, I'm going to say in the meantime, I don't really understand, but I'm on the way. Okay, that's cool. Apis, okay? So that's your get out of jail pass. You know what I mean? Okay, but you keep on saying it from your bar mitzvah till now, and you don't even think of doing anything better. You're shuckling like a lulav, and you're making these fans as if you have an epileptic seizure, and you think you're from, and you haven't been mekayim mitzvah tefillah miyomcha. By the way, okay, that's pretty frightening. Yom Kippur, you didn't daven. It's kulei psukim of Zimmer, because that's the covenant that day, but didn't do Shemona Esrei. Okay, I'm just telling you the way it is. So these are halachas. So obviously, tefillah is an even boichin of yediyah. And we point out kam halachas, for example, the halachas, if a person has to be mafiach, that he goes back, Daled Amos, the din is al pi halach, he has to go back to the place where he started davening. The Beis Yosef say, why? Because the Shechina is there. She's waiting for you to come back. For Beis Yosef. Yeah, Pshat is, Oimed Lifnei Hashchina is not just some kind of bechina stuff. It's actually there, and Afkamil halacha. And if you don't go back, it's a bizoyin of the Shechina. But I don't know what Shechina is anyway, so what's the difference, right? But it's just like, it's a bizoyin of Shechina. If you don't go back to where the Shechina is, it's a mavaz of the Shechina. It's a Beis Yosef. It's not chassidus. It's not. It's prashta. It's good old-fashioned nigla. I told you what the Radzina once told this Gabba. Okay, the Chassidim are knowing not to learn chassidus on nigla on Shabbos. So once the Radzina was learning Gemara on Shabbos, he was a big bell nigla. So the Gabba says, Rebbe, nigla on Shabbos. He says, you fool, my nigla is your nister. You know what I mean? For you, this is nister. Yeah, I think it's ma'asim b'chol yom hazoi. So that's, you know what I mean? So it's a double pashut. So I have to understand. I'm not joking. This is nigla. This is Gemara. But now let's take it further. It's not just that tefillah demands a certain yediyah. It's not just the b'chush. There is a metzius of Shechina that one has to figure out what it is, which is machayev kam v'kam apirtei halachas that we learned last week. There's more than that. The Iker Tzuras HaTfilah is not the Bakasha, but the Hakora. That's another stage. It's not just that you need a Hakora, and the Hakora is Ma'akev, a Hakora of Oimed Lifnei Hashchina, a certain awareness. It's more than that. The Iker Tzuras HaTfilah is not the Bakasha, but the Hakora itself. Where's the start? But so first of all, everything you say, you always, do you ever notice on your Shani Yom Kippur, during davening, you tell God, I know about you. So you ever notice that? It's like a funny davening, right? We know. You got it, man. What are you rubbing his ego? We know it. And if you didn't know it, you know it. Like a little kid saying, oh, you know it. I still remember when I was a little boy. My father used to learn with me Elul, so he learned with me Ram Shuva. Okay, well, Mom was a little kid. Then I finally went to yeshiva in New York. I was all of 11 years old. And the Rebbe there used to learn after davening Mishnayos. I didn't know it's a Mishnah of Dal Chalukah Kapora. I knew it only from Rambam Hilchos Tshuva. So he's reading the Mishnah of Dal Chalukah Kapora, and I says, yeah, it's a Rambam. So he looks at me and says, yeah, it's also a Mishnah. I still remember what I felt about that. I didn't know the Mishnah. That Mishnah, Rambam. So, but he was right. Not for Mishnayos, but my father did it that way. Whatever it be, for a little baby, what was I? 9? Okay, you had to prepare. You learn Hilchos Tshuva to know what would I know? I didn't know what a sin was, but this is what the other people do. Okay, so the same thing over here. You understand? I know it's a Rambam that you know. It's so funny when you daven that way. What are you telling God? I know this. Tell God, because you are like this, please act that way. Is that what you normally say? Okay, Ata Gibor. I don't say Ani yodesh Ata Gibor. That says, I know this is true. But what are you doing with that? What's the getter of that? It sounds pretty bad if you want to know. So it can be quite shameful because if you understand what it says, you barely want to say it. What's the idea of this idea? So first I'm going to quote a few Gemaras and then I'm going to give it its oimik. So first we're taking your last line, the source test. The Gemara says, Gemara Metzia Pehei Amid Beis Eliyav V'Shchir B'Mesifta the Rebbe. Nice place to be. But you learned by Rebbe in the yeshivas, so every Sunday Eliyav used to pop in. Yom Echad, Reish Yarchav, it was Chodesh, Nagel Lev Eliyasa. He came late. He wasn't around. Amar Lei, my time in Nagel Emar. Why were you like late today? We didn't see you. Usually you come around. You're around. Wonder what he looked like. Okay, he came around. So Rebbe asked him, like, where you been? So he says, no, I do kimna Avram till I woke up Avram Avinu. So I have to wake him up. Okay, umashina yadei, I washed his hands, umatzle, and davened, umagninole, and I have to do it for Yitzchak, and I do it for Yankiv. I'm a home assurer, so I go to Hebron every day. Rosh Chodesh definitely. I got to wake the old man up. You try waking an old man up, okay? If he falls asleep, they wake him up, and they've helped him. And sometimes a long davening, and the guy mikveh, weiß was tut dort, and he says I have to wash his hands. It takes time, and then finish with him to die Yitzchak. And the youngest one, yeah, that's what he writes over here. I don't know what it means, but it's interesting. Yeah. Rebbe understood this. What's the problem? Why don't you just wake them all up together? So Rebbe's giving Eliyahu advice, you understand? What's your sweat? And the old man, wake them up together, get them to have them together again. So he says, Savra takfa barachma. No, don't you understand? The Pabayim might think that these three guys daven together. There's going to be so much rachman. What's going to happen? Mashiach, b'lei zimna. And they'll cause history to end too fast. We're not ready for Mashiach yet. They're going to bring it too fast because of Rachman and Reuben. We don't have the Kalim for it, so it's not right. So wake them up, one after the other. Okay, there you get this. So Yaakov gets the best deal, right? That happens later. Omer lei. I'm just pointing it out. Hey, is there something like this in this world? People are walking around too, that if they daven together, God, who knows what will happen? Zokte, yeah, of course. So Yo tells Rebbe, yeah, there are. You guys have people like that too. Make sure they don't daven together. Because who are they? Reb Chia Banaf. Next time you see Amar Reb Chia, you understand what you're talking about. Reb Chia Banaf. Gazer Rebbe Tainisa. So Rebbe was Gazer Tainis. Achtina Reb Chia Banaf. And he made them that they should be the chazanah, the balei tefillah, okay, the cantor and the chorus and the choir. That's what he did. They went down. They went down. Yored lifnei ateva above Yimistam. Anybody live in Baltimore? So in the Aguda you go down. Over there by it's like it's low, right? It's the only place where they do it kedin. Good old Rabbi Heinemann. You go down to the teva. They dug the floor, so the chazin's a little lower. That's the achtino. You go down. Achtino, they Amar Mashiv Ruach. Now Mashiv Ruach is shvacha bakasha. I hope you know. It's Shvach, right? He didn't say V'sein Talmud Livracha. No, Masha v'ruach. He said Masha v'ruach, v'nosh v'zika. The ruach started, a wind started shaking. Omar, Merda Gashim, weiter. Is it Shvach? This is Bakosher. It's Shvach. Okay? Osa Mitra. You have to kvetch and ask and beg, make funny faces, or ask for some guy with an Indian hat to run around in circles, do an Indian dance. Okay, no, he says Masha v'ruach, it happens, Merda Gashim, and it happens. Osa Mitra. Ki motela meimer mechayim esim, a broch. You know what I mean? He's about to say, not that you should be, there's no tefillah on Tchias HaMesim, because it's a nes kodel, therefore the pasuk says, Inni amati neroa shlo nekave, for things which are nervoyim, you're not allowed to daven, you're not allowed to daven for that, you can say, I know it's going to happen, but you can't say, there's no bakosh on Tchias HaMesim, if you're aware of it, okay? You should be aware of it. But if you'd be aware of it, there's no bakosh on Tchias HaMesim. So he's not mevakish, he just be mishabech kishbach. I know you're mechayim mesim. So ragish alma, all of a sudden the world's going crazy. What do we do? Because things started, epis harazesim started, moving. Amar berakia man galer razim alma. Who taught this secret that these guys get together and daven and things are going to change the world? Elio opened his big mouth, made a tiny seber, and let these guys daven. And you look what's going to happen. Once again, Mashiach is going to come. Kodim Zmanoi. Aser Elio, just want you to know, Umachyu Shitin Pulsa the Nura. He got whacked with 60, so to speak, of malchus of fire. I don't know what it is. Pretty bad. Okay, like it's not arboim, it's not kedei midah, it's not the ritzua, it's pulsa denura. He got whacked with shocks, like electric shock. He did pretty bad job to him. Also, idbele keduba denura. So what happened? What HaKadosh Baruch Hu do? Because he didn't want to say this. He didn't want Reb Chiya B'Banav to say Mechayim Esim. What happened? So it looked like a fire, a bear of fire, fiery bear, came into the shul. You know what I mean? Like this big. Al Benayu, he ran between them, V'tiardinu, and he was matreat them from there. He bothered their kavana, so they couldn't focus. And pretty drastic. You have to get this fiery bear. What do you mean? By us, just whistle or do something. And you also, for him, you need a fiery bear for a B'chiyu B'Banav to stop focusing. And I got them finished. Gemara, and they didn't have more. What steht in the Gemara? The Gemara in this Gemara, that Reb Chiya first of all knows how to daven, emes. But what's his source at tefillah? Is it source bakasha or hoidah and shvach? The confusion in the Gemara that the tefillah be'etzem doesn't demand bakasha, b'yisoidai. Now I'll explain in 2 minutes how this works. Ikar tefillah is the akora. Now where's this coming from? This is the Maisa. I'm going to show you another place first, and then I'm going to show you where this comes from. Now there's another Gemara. This is a famous Gemara in Baba. There was a fellow called Nechunye Chayfer Sichin. He used to dig wells for the Eider Regalim. Okay, the Sugis of Bor. Okay. Toner Rabbanan Maisa Bebitoy Shenechunye Chayfer Sichin was a very nice man. He went around and dug cisterns for rainwater for the Eider Regalim. Okay, you mean you're walking all the way from Mechveisweh, from Syria. You're walking for gay vase in Syria where by Kibush Sheni, so that whatever it was, it's not far south of Damascus. And you got to walk to Jerusalem. It's a long trek. Especially if you're going with the family. And if you have a few wives, it's a big family. You know what I mean? Like Elkanah, there's a Chazal tell the whole story how Elkanah used to go. It was like a whole month of traveling because he used to go to the villages and say chizuk, make sure everybody came. It was a whole story. So what happens is that so this Nechunya used to dig cisterns along the way that there should be water for them to drink. Very beautiful of it. His daughter fell into one of those cisterns. They told Reb Chanina ben Daisa, listen, if you know this, who Reb Chanina ben Daisa is, you understand why. He's this guy which kol ha'olam eno nizn elav shun Chanina b'ni. Chanina only does a kav chumtim erev Shabbos le'ikav charuvim. He eats carobs. I can't handle it. From erev Shabbos to erev Shabbos, a kav charuvim, and then the whole world is nizn b'parnasa because of this man. He's like a tzaddik yisayid olam. Reb Chanina ben Daisa, very you all over Shas. So when they came to Reb Chanina ben Daisa, so Shari Shaina Amalem Shalom, and our pastor said, she's okay. Shalish Amalem Shalom, it's okay. Shlishis Amalem Alsa, she's out. Not bad, huh? He's out. Okay. A Rebbe Shemaisa, Baal Shem story. They asked her, hey, who got you out of this? It's a very, very big thing. It's like an Ir David. You ever been to Ir David? It's not just a little hole. They have to tunnel down till bedrock sometimes in order to get a fountain of water, not just rainwater, because you can't always trust rainwater for the regalim. What do you do if you have a drought like in Israel, Nebuch? So you have to dig deep. So it's a whole Kaimer Shlema down there. So he says, who took you out? Amar Lahem, Zacher Sherechelim Nidmeli. There was a Zacher, a sheep, interesting, why Zacher? A Zacher of Rechelim, of sheep, was there. V'zakin Echeman Higun was an old man, which was like the shepherd of this one little Zacher Sherechelim. And he basically took it out, and I followed. Who is this? I can imagine one of these Navi stories. Amr loy Navi ata. Understand? How did you know this? They were blunt. How do you know this? A Navi is supposed to know, like the lost and found in Tanakh is a Navi. Shmuel, someone hacked his car. Like his donkeys, right? It's like his car. His donkeys got stolen or lost or whatever it is. Like someone took your car. Where do you go? Okay, who's the GPS? You went to Shmuel HaNavi. Shmuel HaNavi was the lost and found. He used his X-ray vision and would tell you your donkey is Beit Shemesh. It's interesting. You didn't think you'd go to a Navi for that, but that's what the Tanakh writes. How did Shmuel first encounter Shaul? Shaul came to the lost and found. He wanted to know, where is his donkey? Like, who stole my car? Or where did I knew I parked it in this parking lot, but there's like 100,000 cars there. I forgot, we know these things. Don't know. If you're South African, you go to Pick and Pay, there's got these enormous amount. Like, you have like 10,000 cars there. Go, if you don't have, this doesn't help too much when it's that big. So you need a Navi. A Kitzer. So what happened? So you're a Navi. Amalem lo Navi anoichi, lo ben Navi anoichi, elakach amarti. He said the Svara, Lamden. Davar she'oisei tzadik mistayer boy, yikosher boy, zayroi. It's impossible. I know HaKadosh Baruch Hu well, and I know that he doesn't do things that, he doesn't work that way. This is tremendous. You have to chap what the Yediyas Elokim is. I know the Seder Anocha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and I know this can't be. It's al derech, like Avram Avinu tells Yaakov HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shefer kol ha'oretz lo yaseh mishpat. It's kann nicht sein. It's not a tzvi. It doesn't make sense to me. Mula yesh asora l'chayra. That's called ivus. There's no way you're going to be noig in ivus adin. That's his tzuras atfil. Do you notice? Doesn't beg. He's pointing out. Shefer kol ha'oretz lo yaseh mishpat. He's challenging. I know you as such. How could it possibly be otherwise? Mishtal Yingele, deine Svaris, and I'm not Mechubet to. Das steht nicht so. That the Pshat is the Akora, B'chanim and Daisa is a Svara, which HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Mechubet to. Das steht da. The Svara of Avram Avinu, the Akora of Avram Avinu, and Shefer Kol Yaseh Mishpat, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Mechubet to. He's Mechubet to your Hakora. Obviously, that's not Akora. They say Shivim Panim L'Torah, but it has to have a Panim. 70 faces, but it has to have a face. Shouldn't be an Acher, you know what I mean? It's a Panim Dafis Haben. You know what I mean? Everything you say is part of Shivim Panim L'Torah. That's the Lashon Hara. Rechilis, I don't know what it is. It can do with Torah. But Shivim Panim L'Torah, yeah, Daf HaPanim. If it has a Panim, yeah. So what happens here? Amr Abacha Afal Pikain. Watch this. It's ironic. How is it possible? And therefore, it's very clear that a daughter that fell into one of these cisterns, she's going to be saved. I don't care how, even miraculously. I understand all his life he worked to make sure Jews had what to drink, and his son died from thirst. All the Rishonim asked the kasha. Tosis fraged the kasha. So what the pshat said, by the way, the one who did this here did not put the right, not the right piece. What can I do? I'll tell you what it says. He took the wrong Rabbi Yeshaya. There's another piece right after this. You look at Baba Kamad Afnun, the name of Rabbi Yeshaya. It's Rabbi Shaya. It's the Riaz. But the next piece, what does he write? So he writes, Derech shakikacha min hagash hakadosh baruch hu shu maskin. What's the pshat? How could it be that the guy died? Taisvet the kasha tries to tear it. You know what he answered the Riaz? He says it's pasha because at that point in time, Reb Chanina was dead. So there's no one who had that hakora. As long as there's a makir, a sribayne with a hakora gemura, that hakora is mechayva kadosh baruch hu. But if you're not makir his anhaga that way, you just believe or whatever he's going to call it, or you just know shechin, I don't know what it is, that's not called a hakora. Kadosh baruch hu is not meshubah to it. And then he brings a raya from a Gemara. What's the Gemara? The Gemara says, we all know, right now. In Gittin, you learned it. The Gemara, who was it? Rabbanon met Eliyahu on the street. Once again, these are things, I guess, these guys meet him in the street. You know, did you ever read Igros Ramchal? Like he describes how Rabbi Avinu came to visit me yesterday. He taught me this, and my Tatraner was around 2 days ago, and we sat together and we learned Tillim. You know, these are Igros of the Ramchal, the Mesilas Yesharim, the man. You know, we're talking about. And he actually has letters, a whole diary describing these things, and sometimes my good Litvisher friends would rather not know about these parts of Jewish history, but it's there, okay? Like the Beis Yosef has a whole sefer of a malach that came to talk to him, Magid Mishorm. Yeah, if you were in Tzfat, they probably showed you where it was written and what Havel that they made up. Some hole over there near the Mariba Rav Shul. They said, this is where he was. Yeah. That and King David's tomb is in Har Tzion. This is about the same thing. Okay? That's a Crusader's tomb. That's not Har Tzion. I don't know if you realize that, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, so we have these things, right? Judaism's full of that. Okay, anybody comes from Chassidish family? Well, who do you think was the Rebbe of the Baal Shem Tov? Does anybody know? Achia Shiloini. He Yotzei Mitzrayim. He lived for 600 years because he based in Shul David. Then he showed up again in 1720. Okay, I'm good. You know what I mean? If you don't believe it, you're not a kafir. But I'm trying to say, we're not going that. We're not doing that part of but this is quite mainstream. But the Ramchal is full of this. Okay? So the Gemara says that Rabbanan met Eliyahu on the street. Gemara is full of it. He says, what's he doing now? What are you talking about? He's saying over the shticklich Torah of everyone that's learning now. Like, you can get to know, of Yosef b'ni Omer Kacha. And this one says this. The Gemara in Gittin, the Vav over there by Sirtut. Okay? Some for some of you was yesterday. So he says, but there's one person God doesn't say shticklich Torah in the name of. Not going to mention him. He's out. He's ostracized in the yeshiva. Who is it? Reb Meir. Reb Meir, Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't say anything in his name. Any Talmud Vasik, you say something, he'll say in your name. Not sure. In a minute, you will decide whether that's a or not. Okay, but Yosser, he says the name. That Lav Bar Samcher, Yosser, Reb Yitzchak, this, all that, he says over. Whatever you say, Chaim, can you imagine? You're learning, screaming at him. God says, Charlie Boy says this. You know what I mean? And then Mayor says this. God, he's quite busy with you guys. Okay? So he's got to say it. But Mayor, Godel, he doesn't mention. He says, why doesn't he mention him? Because you know who his Rebbe was? It was Elisha ben Avuya, a turncoat, a heretic. Acher, we don't even call him by his name. We call him the other. It's like the other side. He's like the Sitra Achar, right? Whatever it is, I'm not going there. No, let go. It's just a Maimar Musgar. It's crazy because he's quoted by his name in Pirkei Avos. Elisha ben Avuya, the whole Mishnah on him. So somehow he's considered as part of Shoshelas HaKabbalah. Because the Rambam said that the list in Pirkei Avos includes Shoshelas HaKabbalah. So that's really very interesting. We have a heretic as part of our Shoshelas HaKabbalah. He's not called Acher there. He's called Elisha ben Avuya, like Shimon ben Gamliel. It's just something to think about, food for thought for those who want to think. So, but at the end of the day, it's intriguing. It's very intriguing Mishnah. But they have Elisha ben Avuya. Elisha ben Avuya was terrible. He used to sit on his donkey and drive on Shabbos, which is Nisa Mechamer, Mamash Nisa Deraisa, okay? And he used to follow his Rebbe while he was Mechal Shabbos, and he used to teach him. He used to have Shir on Shabbos. He was on a donkey. And he used to go until Tchum Shabbos and says, Meir, you're religious. You can't go further. So he used to drive off Tchum Shabbos. Before Tchum Shtemesar Mils Deraisa. Nachan Aveira, you know what I mean? But you're Orthodox, don't go. He says, no, I'm doing it. You do your thing. This was his Rebbe. So because of that, Kosh Baruch Hu wasn't willing to quote him, ever. It's just, in a nice way of saying, his Torah did make her Roshim Lamala. It's frightening. Halachic Reb Meir, right? It's not Mishnah Reb Meir. We're talking about Reb Meir. I don't know to say this. That's the guy in Tveria, right? Rabbi Balanes, where you put the pushka in for all the Galiciana Koil, I don't know what, you know what I mean? Rabbi Balanes, right? Okay, you lost something. You say, Lekea made the Meir Anena, and God doesn't want to hear it. It's frightening. So Rabban tells her, I don't understand you. It doesn't make sense to me. Why? Rimain Motza, he found a beautiful pomegranate. Taichai Ochal, he ate out the fruit with the klipasa, but the externalities, Zarak. He said a svara why it was okay for a mayor. At that point in time, it says, Elio says, wow, bingo, he's in. They started saying over a mayor, Zokta Riaz, what's the pshat? Because the Kosh Baruch Hu's Hanhaga is totally in the Akora of people, the Akora of Tzaddikim. I don't said that svara. He's Yoides Rebbeinu Kach, and since he's who he is, that's Machshavet HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He tells it to this Gemara. You look at that shit in Kvetz happening in Babakam and Daf Nun. It's beautiful to see Mitech Ma'or Shebo Mazir Lemutav doesn't, it means push the Gemaras. Okay? Steht da mefurish that unbelievable that the Derech HaKadosh Baruch Hu lahaskim is for Aslam Shel Tzadikim. Okay? What does it mean? Svarason doesn't mean bakashis, it means akara. So here we see lahedya that the akara of a person changes courses of history, and that is the ultimate tefillah. This is Reb Chani. This is Reb Chiyuv Bar of Mashiva Ruach. It happens. Merida Geshem. It happens. You say Mechayim Eish, it'll happen. Kol Zemei Bar. There's an unbelievable sefer of a Talmud Ramban. It's in Kisvei HaRamban in Masudra of Cook, I think in the second volume. It's called Emuno B'Tachan. It's not the Ramban, it's in Talmidei, it's Midrashei Shah Ramban. So there he explains what the Issa of Leisis Hashem Hashov. Why can't you call out the name of a Kosh Baruch Hu? No, Rach, Keinu, say the whole thing. They say, not Lo L'Shem Bakosha, but say Shemers of a Kodesh Baruch Hu. He says, because every person, every time, he takes for granted when you say something, you understand it. That's his anocha. He has a certain muskul rishon, which today is not shayach. So he understands when you said a shem of a Kodesh Baruch Hu, so it means you're ma'orer that midah. When you say a Kodesh Baruch Hu is a shem keil. Keil means midas harachmim. Chesed keil kol hayom. Okay? When you say keil elyon, which means to say you're describing a Kodesh Baruch Hu as the unbelievable powerful one. That's what it means. Eli Ha'oretz, the strong people. That is the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu when he expressed himself in Rachmim Merubim. In case you don't know, now you know. Okay? So when you say Kael, just Tamazoi, you're waking up the meat of I'm mocking you as Kael. You're the meat of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But you don't need it at the moment. Why are you being Ma'ira a meat that you don't need? You should only be ma'orer the midah when you need it. And your Eretz Hamid is with your Hakora. Frightening. And that's the Yisod of the Isser of not to say the name of God in vain. As I stated in the Emunah, we talk about Talmud Ramban. You can look it up. These are all printed books. It's all Rishonim. It's not Kisvei Ari. They're also printed, by the way. Okay? This is an unbelievable thing. Steht da ein größer Yisod. Yediyas ha'adam is what's Kevei ha'anhagis ha'bayra. That's what I'm talking about. The Chinuch writes in Parshas Ekev. He discusses the idea that the Raj, the Chinuch well, we don't really know who it was, okay? Rabbeinu Aaron. There were times that we thought it was the Ra'ah, but we now know it isn't, so that's not even on the page anymore. We understand he's Mibeis Midrashai of that period of the Rashba. That we know. We can't pinpoint who the man was. But we know one thing, that what he says over there in Parshas Ekev is elaborated in two tshuvas of the Rashba, and also in Rabbeinu Pchaya, which is constantly quoting Beis Midrash Sharaman and the Rashba, in his book called Kad HaKemach. Kad HaKemach. I like the names they used to have. Flower pitcher. What did you call my name? Baal Mechaber Sefer Flower. I love, there's a sefer the Balataisis bring called Basar Agabe Gecholim. A bra, in a barbecue. Imagine I barbecue on brachas, you know what I mean? Basar Agabe, you ever say this? Basar Agabe Gecholim. They don't understand it. Kad HaKemach, Basar Agabe Gecholim. These are interesting names. It's Chedush Hagoin, something or another, right? Okay, Hagdus, Hagar, Adus, Basar Agabe Gecholim, a good steak. Okay. They had musagim because for him, Basar Gabe Gecholim is a taiva, and that's what this book is. Limit a taiva. That's what you have. Go to a restaurant, get learning. If you would be typhus, that a good typhus is Basar Gabe Gecholim, you wouldn't have to go to what's called papagayo. Papagayo, ever a typhus. They have quite a few different types, so they're quite different rishonim. Yeah, that's because you don't. You read a book, Basar Gabe Gecholim. That would mean you chap what you're learning. Okay, what kind of? So the same is Kad HaKemach. He obviously didn't have big musag in the Rabbeinu Pchaya. Kad HaKemach. Shvach Meises. He's into baked goods. Okay, I'm just trying to. When I think of these, you try to understand what did he do here? Why did he call him? You're not inquisitive. You're inquisitive. And then you come up with like these cherry, like Jackie Mason type of approaches to life. So so the Kad HaKemach writes this also. We're talking about the school of the Rashba. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, they all write. So he writes one big yisai. V'osmein Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam Zok in Parshas Ekev on the bracha v'achalta zavata v'rachta Hashem Elokecha. So the Chinuch writes, what does it mean? You're blessing the Lord. You're like funny. What does bless mean? Lord, you're old. Bless you. I mean, it sounds, like I always think of Yaakov Avinu walking into Pharaoh saying, "I bless you." The old people in the east side, used to sit outside of Shmelky Bernstein's there, showing each other the blood pressure tests. You know what I mean? So, I bless you and I bless. Old people love blessing people. That's why Yaakov Avinu played the whole Parshas Vayechi of blessings. You understand? That's verstehe ich. Of are you blessing God? He also needs your bracha. He needs your bracha. What does it mean he needs your bracha? And the Gemara says, Mefoshim bracha, your bracha tzar gavayo. Mamish needs your bracha. The Gemara says on the bracha tzar gavayo. The Gemara. And brachas. God needs your bracha. He said, Avdan the bruchas. He says, you should go to Reb Chaim Kanevsky. He'll do mabua. Or he'll say, Bruch vatzluche. Reb Chaim says it, Rosh Tevis. Buha, as long as you won't say Baruch Shepatrani on you. You know what I mean? I told you the story, right? Okay. The guy 2 weeks ago that nudged him, so he asked him for a bracha, says, yeah, Baruch Shepatrani. You know what I mean? As long as God doesn't say Baruch Shepatrani, you're in good case, okay? But first you're blessing HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You think for 2 minutes, what are you doing? You're praying for, I'm praying for you, old man. You're getting, What are you doing? Zok the chinuch. Chinuch means, Baruch means it's the hakora that he's makor habracha. I chap that everything comes from. He's the big pool from which everything comes from. Bracha Melashon Brecha. It's a pool. It's a pool. He's the source of all multitude. Bracha also is the idea of a knee, berech, which is a joint which brings things from up to down. Baruch Ata is like, please express yourself. I know you're a pool. Please bend down. Please tilt. My hakora is that you're a shorish hakora. Zok the chinuch, God wants to give, but only to those who chap. If you mashrish benafshechav, you put in root into your metzius that he is taka the makor hakol, then you're a kli to get his bracha. He does not give himself for free. He gives himself to makirim, who people will understand that it all is up to him and the source is him. People says, by the way, can you help a little bit? Don't mind. You know what I mean? Can you help a little bit? No. Don't give it to you. That's not garnished. Baruch means to say, Baruch ata shata mekora bracha. What do you mean? I'm cutting a deal. Man, do me a favor. Worked hard. You need a little side dishmai. So you go to the Tasharuv, or something like that. Ask him for a bracha, okay? But, between you and me, I'm doing well without it. God's help won't hurt. That's the tzura. So that doesn't work. That's a tool which is not nenis. Get this straight. If now you chap, why didn't God answer? Because you were just asking for help. Did you taka hold it at the choinin lo odom das umelamed lenosh bina? Did you taka chap that without him you wouldn't understand a thing? Vasretzte. I passed the finals. You know what I mean? I know Baruch Hashem. At least I knew 10 blatt Gemara. At least according to Rav X and Y. Yeah, and then, at least for a week. Okay, you know what I mean? Come to me a year later. What do you remember from it? The Mitzvah remembered the Makis more than you remembered that. There were many things. You don't have anything. You're like light. Okay? You experience something. That's all. But there's no remedy in your mind. This is the reality. That's the emes. Let's be honest about this. Das heißt, idea. So you say, you start crying a little bit, but I really suggest, I don't know how people daven so fast. Birchas Avarabba, man, start focusing. Ich bin Michael dein Shmona Esrei, Krishma roll, man. You know how to read fast. What's the problem? Avarabba of Harinu, of Harachamon, Hamerachem, Rachem Aleinu. You know how much times you just kvetched? Avinu, of Harachamon, Hamerachem, Rachem Aleinu. Bavur Avosenu, my Zayda was good. Bavur Avosenu Shabbatcha Avacha. Vatalandim Chukechaim came to Chonenu. Give me a matnas chinim. I've been breaking my back on this Ramban. No, look, you boss, matnas chinim. So what do I have to break my back for? Because you break your back. That means it's not important to you. You ain't getting it. Get it straight. It's not from you. But if you don't break your back, you're not getting it. You really think the learning is writing down notes? And afterwards leaving it in the shamus before you leave? Or no, you're a smarter guy. You have a notebook with a lot of shi'urim. So Mitzvah, when you go back to America, you'll be able to say shi'urim on so many different topics. Kibbut Avayim, Michvei Shulach Haken, I don't know what Ner is Chanukah, Ner is Shabbos. Whatever you can say, and Baruch Hashem, you can say this is a shame. The paper knows everything. Why don't you just buy Tuvchi Abiyum, mit Minchas Achsher, I don't know, all the different things, so you'll be able to read them. Zaymer Michael, das heißt die Idee HaTorah. Where's the Amr and the Yegiyah? God will not give you anything unless you pay. He wants your pound of flesh, if you know exactly what I mean. If you don't, I won't explain. The Lord demands his pound of flesh. He's a Shakespearean character. He's Jewish. He wants your pound of flesh. You give him your pound of flesh, and then he'll give you. You can kvetch von Hein bis morgen, Avinu. Whatever sayinu shabbatcha, v'talamdeim, came to chanenu means b'matnas chinam. מתנס חינם? אני עובד קשה, מה זה מתנס חינם? I just need a little help. No. The face is garnished. Can't use it. Now, I can say to others, I think that way about myself, so I'm okay. Okay? If I wouldn't be, the biggest critic of me is me. Get this straight. Believe me. Ich weiß is garnished. Okay? And because I know it's nothing, without that, it's not going to happen. So what are you doing? Because unless you pay your pound of flesh, he doesn't give. Simple as that. Get it straight. Miut sheina, miut achila, v'chulu. Why? Because that's the pound of flesh he wants. Do that, you'll get it. From where? From atachoynein la'adam das. Chanina means matnas chinam. Are you chapping one thing? You're saying, God, you owe us nothing, and we're not roy for anything. Do me a favor, I'm a freeloader. You have to say it in contemporary English. It sounds different. You have to chap what you're standing up in front of. So these guys, I don't know why they're into Ezra Savasenu. I don't know what they're into. There can't be a tefillah which is more, there's no tefillah which is more poignant and more saying, I am nothing, I need you, than this. I'm looking, I haven't shachris for years of my life. This is the most poignant tefillah in the whole Seder tefillah. There's no bracha shmona eser, which is so beseeching. There's nothing in Pesukei D'Zimra that comes even not shaykh to this. This is it. Did you notice? Just if you, I don't know if you're sensitive to your book, the prayer book. This is like It's only after you did that you can start making your philosophical declarations of Yichudei Eloah, Havaya is Elokeinu, and Havaya is Echad, and you're Machab Nehosha Yichud Ve'emunah, and you understand exactly Exer Ma'amorim and Ayin Tes, and Exer Ma'amorim and Vav, and all this adds up with Exer whatever, Nevuchims and Rabbans, all that fits into one sentence. Ich weiß, Litak, Nefesh Chaim, Shar Aleph, and Shar Gimel. And all this fits into Shema Yisrael Havaya Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Very nice. Garnished, he said, this whole Yedias, this is garnished, mit garnished, is matnas chinam. That's what it is. Kulei matnas chinam. Okay, that's what it means. Are you typhus that's how you're supposed to daven? Kulei matnas chinam, kulei samuch boy, hakot tluyim boy, vein hu tali b'shum davar. Everything's up to him. Okay, that's a tzurv. That's a akora. That's a akora. That's what the chinuch raises. What's the idea of bracha? When you're typhus that he's the makar bracha, you become a kli kibul to get bracha. Your hakora is the siba, it makes you a kli. That's the yesod. God deals with those people who are typhus that they are called tluyim boy. That's what this is. Lamashal. Okay, I'm going to continue obviously more about you next week, Bli Neder. But this is a Yesod God L'ma'od. I mean, you're going to daven tomorrow morning, so elevate. So if we spoke about Akora, this Gufa the Uvda of Tefillah is Akora. So when you say Atachein Lodem Dasim Lam Nishba, you're not asking for yourself. You're pointing out that's who you are. Now start reading what it says. Baruch Atah Hashem. There should be more ribui of you because you're the Chayin Adat. You ask for yourself. You didn't mention anything about yourself. The only time you say, even Rifa'enu, you speak about Klal Yisrael. When do you stick in yourself? And Bashma Kolenu, the mighty you shouldn't even talking about yourself. Because you're bakashis, you want to ask for Klal Yisrael. You're not even asking about bakasha. Baruch Atah Hashem, Reif V'chaylam Yisrael. I have the Ribi Akora, there should be more Yediyas and Akora, that you are the Reif V'chaylam. It's Kulei Shvach, there's no bakasha there. Think of it. Hashivei Navil Sarasacha, that's a bakasha. It's interesting. Well, at the Chaynenum, I'm telling you, but the Iker HaMetzias is what? Not to you, to Klal Yisrael. It's Lashon Rabbim. There's no private prayers there. Are you aware of that? You're talking, I know that you're the Makar. Please be Mashpil, this Toiv and Amcha Yisrael. Or Choyle Am Yisrael, etc. Did you talk about yourself? You're not even there. Maidim anachnu loch. You know what I mean? What does that maidim mean? Maidim means I acquiesce, I admit. That's what it means. There it means to say, we will thank you. But what? Is that thank you that you are, or I admit that you are? The first Lashon Haidoa in Moedim is I admit. The second one, that's thanking. But the first, I don't know if you chapped it, maybe you should chap it. Moedim Nachum is we admit. I admit, I'm kulay makir, that you are. You understand what you're doing? That's what Moedim is. It's so unbelievable. I heard this from Putnam Bialdusi, that the thanking and admitting are two sides of the same coin. Because why do children have no problem saying thank you, and adults have a problem saying thank you? Look at it. Teenagers hate saying thank you. Mom says, say thank you. You know? Little kids, yeah, thank you, tada, tada. And my little grandchildren, tada. As soon as they get older, בסדר, הוא מבין, you know. לא אומר תודה, למה? Because תודה means to say it's a declaration of dependence. I admit that I am dependent in you. Now, especially when you're an adolescent, you don't want to admit that you're dependent. You're a big believer in the declaration of independence, okay? The more mature you get, it's easier to say thank you because you realize you're dependent. A certain adolescent age where you are, yeah, the world is mine, I will conquer it, you know, vini vidi vici. Yeah, you get a little older, you realize, when I was young, I was sure I was going to change the world. There used to be a song, אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. We used to sing, me and my friend. Yeah, that was at a certain age. weiter, no, את העולם לא נשנה. אולי את העיר. בסוף, הלוואי שנשנה את עצמי. That's the way it works. The more you have more Rosh Tevis in front of your name, you realize you're not doing it. But if you start from the guild efforts to start changing yourself, then by the time you get my age, you would have changed the world. If the guys that think they're going to change the world in the beginning and not change themselves, they don't know I'm changing that. But if you start from your age to change yourself, when you get to my age, you will change the world. That's the emes. That's how it works. But Nebuch, what can I tell you? Youth is squandered on that. Okay? You get wiser when you walk with a cane. What can I tell you? You look like a gambler. I don't know. Butler over there. So, you know what I mean? So this is the Klal Gadol b'Tefillah. Hakora. K'moshe Adanu is the unbelievable tefillah of Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. It's not begging, it's saying we actually chap. You have to have a lot of guts to say that. Because you're saying, be maskim to my yediyah, because it's ta yediyah's emes. That's when you said, K'moshe Adanu, that's what you said. It says, God, I takechap. Ois biyodcha gvur v'necha. Yeah, what does those words mean exactly that you know? And the God will say, oh yeah, what do you know about me? I don't know, the Siddur says. You got ois biyodcha. Okay. Az is in my hand. Gvura, you have heroics on your right hand. Uh-huh. What does that mean, young man? I don't know, but I know it. Yeah, it's like these guys say, you know, but become. Yeah. You know, was weißt du? You know how to buy the book, okay? I'm trying to think. It's a joke. I mean, how can you say this? I don't understand how people can daven Shemona Esrei without being frightened. And the answer is you shouldn't be frightened. As long as you say, God, I don't know what it means, but I'm doing my best to know. And maybe when I get to 95, I'll know something, and that will never be enough. But I'm trying my best. And God doesn't want you to do more than your best. He doesn't expect any, you know, life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. He doesn't demand perfection. He demands a wonderful life. Make your life wonderful. Not perfect. Perfect, the only thing that's perfect is death. That is death. There's no such thing, chotzi muberis by death. You're definitely dead. Okay? Dead is dead. What are you going to do? A shtickel dead. A halbe dead. Gestorben. You're finished. That's called dead. Okay? It's a muchlot. Okay? That's perfect. Everything else, it's relative. But that's what he wants. He wants you to live a wonderful life, lav dafka, a perfect life. If you want that, it ain't working for you, old man. You know what I mean? It's not working. No one lives a perfect life. And the Torah says, yeah, but how can you possibly daven without saying, God, I'm going to try my best? How can you say you're Omer Lifnei Shechina when the whole tefillah is based on Hakora, and what Hakora do you have? Garnished. I'm asking a serious question. These are really challenging and quite daunting, to be honest truth. Source of tefillah is what we learned. Now, where's the mucker of all this? Start. I'm not going to tell you this now. It starts, be'etzem, that idea has to go very far. You have to chap. Because if you say you know, how much are you supposed to know? How much are you supposed to know? Nafis nasach Ramban's here to know what you're supposed to know. Not what it's supposed to be, at least where the map is. There's kama Rambans on this. But I'm just going to start with a famous Rashi. Rashi says the first time that we have tefillah in the Chumash, I'm not going to ask, but I'll tell you. It's Bakashis Adam Arishan and Kshamim. It's a Gemara Chum of Samach. Rashi quotes it and adds to it. Where is it? The Gemara says that basically that the Gemara says in Samach that everything God created was done perfectly. The Gemara says, well, I don't understand. Here it says that God made the Shoim, there was a grass, and then it says the grass didn't grow until there was rain. So was there grass or wasn't there grass? So what does it say? So look, so Rashi asked this question too, and let's see what Rashi said. Here it is. Ela todos shamayim v'oretz b'hi baram b'yom asos Hashem Elokim eretz v'shamayim v'chosiach hasod atem yeh ba'oretz v'chol esav hasod atem yitzmach ki lo himtir Hashem Elokim al ha'oretz v'odam ayin la'avodas ha'adama. This is the first place where God is called Yud-Kei Vav-Kei Elokim. And I want to discuss at length that that's from this point, from Sheni and Bereshis, that continues all till Adam is expelled from Eden. At that point in time, these two names don't join together normally. Sometimes X, sometimes Y. Rarely, when do they join? Yeah, when we describe the visions at Sinai. When we describe the foundations of our faith, Atar Reisel Adaski Avaya Hu Elokim, Shema Yisrael Avaya Elokeinu, or when the Jews reconnected to the covenant on Har Carmel, Ki Avaya Hu Elokim. But otherwise, no, it's either Yud Kei Vav Kei or Elokim. The idea of it is Avaya Elokim behind the scenes, it's only Adam from the story of rain, and we're going to say what that is, going all the way until the expulsion from Eden, till Shlishi. Get that straight. So it's Rashi, what does that mean? Hashem Elokim, Hashem u'shmoi Elokim shu shalit v'shofet al kol. Hashem, describing him, whatever that means, which is very active in Bala Koiches Kulam. That's what the Rashi writes on the spot. Now here he writes, what is the story of the grass? So he says, here it is. Adayin lo yeha ba'aretz kishenigmar abrias ha'olam b'shishi kaidim shenivra adam v'chol esav hasoda adayin lo yitzamach. In the pasuk shlishi shekasu v'toitze aretz desha, and here it says it didn't happen yet on Shishi. Lo yotzu ela al pesach hakarka amdu. That's the Gemara Chul. Ad yom Shishi v'lama. Why didn't the grass come sprout forward? Ki lo imtir, because God didn't give rain. Somehow you need Geshem. They're there already. They're waiting to come forward. Now, it's very interesting because normally we don't understand that way. We understand Geshem is needed to basically to wet the Adama, allowing it to nurture the seeds, and finally for it to grow. No, it's already done. Now it just has to crack the shell. That also needs rain. Okay, that also will have to be explained. My time eloi himter. So why didn't God give rain? What's the sweat? Lefi she'adam ayin la'avodas ha'adama. What does that mean? Avodas ha'adama before the chet. What does it mean? We have to learn Ramban on that. What does it mean? La'avda v'l'shabra. Didn't exactly have to do much. So what was la'avda v'l'shabra before? Read Ramban, please. Prepare for me. It's tefillah, for goodness sakes. Okay, tefillah and korbanos. That's avoda and la'avda v'l'shabra. So what means? V'adam ayin la'avda is Hashem ha'avim v'ein makir b'teivasei shel kshamim. There's no one there that understands that it's needed yet, so it's not coming. Ein makir b'teivasan shel kshamim. Uksheba adam v'yada she'eim tzayrich la'avim. You need it. And since he's typhus that's needed, v'yispala aleim. Why? Because the oilim needs it. Yadu kshav v'tzamcha yilanos. So here we have the first tefillah has to come from our korah of tzayrich. This is important. Now, it's so interesting, one has to understand why is it that idea has to come through after the idea of that Yud Kei Vav Kei Elokim Adayin Lo Himtir. So you have to chap that Adam Rishon is mispal to Yud Kei Vav Kei Elokim, that he should give Geshem. What do these words mean? What does the Gemara mean when it says, God lo yom kshamim ki yom sheniver ba ha'olam? God lo yom kshamim ki yom shenitna ba Torah. You ever hear that one? Matan Torah and rain, Yom Kshamim, well, depends what it means. But Pashtus, it means rain. There shouldn't be Rushim which understand. It means Shmini Atzeres, because that's the Yom Miyuchad for Tefillas Geshem. But let that one go. Pashtus, Yom Kshamim, means this was Shtei Da, by Adam Rishon. After the Yom Kshamim, Ki Yom Shenitna Ba Torah. You think it's a big deal Shavuos? Yom Shenitna Ba Torah. Yom Sheniver Ba Ha'olam. The Yalkut writes that the Yud Kei Vav Kei, the Shem Mole, is found on Yeridas Geshem. Yalkut here, Yalkut Shimon in Remes Chof, here on the spot, discusses this unique red after for Yeridas Geshem in the first place where we have a Shem Mole, Yud Kei Vav Kei Elokim. It's something very important about rain. It's important to certainly, obviously, that Yud Kei Vav Kei Elokim is part of the Hakorah, which Adam Rishon needed to be able to pray for rain. And that's what we have to understand. So next week we're going to learn a lot of different Rambans. Okay, bye.